Jimmy was my first placement as an imaginary friend. Of course, it was scary at first. It's always scary in your first placement. The veterans tell you to never show fear. If you do, the child will lose confidence in you and the job's a write-off. They yank you out of there, and that's never a good thing in your first job. The job of an imaginary friend is to instill confidence in the child and become his best friend. I was lucky to get Jimmy in my first placement. He was an only child. His dad got transferred a lot, so the family moved around a lot, and he never had much in the way of friends. A lot of kids will change the role or look of the imaginary friend from time to time. Unlimited role change for the imaginary friend is mandatory in the contract. They like to give the client as much creative freedom as possible. You might not like what you get turned into, but it's part of the job. Jimmy started me out as a cowboy, and he never had me change. I've been a cowboy for 23 years. Another tough day?
Just another boring day at work. You know, that Ashley girl keeps bugging me. She walks right up and starts talking. What you doing, Jimmy? I like your hair, Jimmy. You been working out, Jimmy? Your arms look bigger. Come on, woman. Can't you see I'm drawing my comic books?
Well, that's tough. Sounds like she likes you.
Hey, don't go there. The last thing I need is cooties. Now let's cut the girl talk. What are we doing tonight, buddy?
Actually, do you mind if we have a talk? Normally you start with a kid around 3 or 4, maybe a bit older. Usually they need a companion when they don't have any other children around their age or they have older siblings who don't want to play with them. That's when the agency gets a call, the contract is set up and signed by both me and the kid, and I go to work. A typical contract is 5 years with an option for an extension. Kids don't usually go for the extension because they've grown up by that time and no longer require our services. That wasn't the case with Jimmy. He went for the option, which isn't a surprise. He's not the first kid that's done that. Soon he was 20-something, taking his imaginary friend out into public. I'm an imaginary friend. Only he can see me. As his friend, I should have stopped this a long time ago. I take all the blame in this. All I did was enable him. Now I'm an imaginary friend trying to end a relationship with a 27-year-old client.
Hi, my name's Jane and I'd like to welcome you guys here. I work with the same agency that Bob does and I'm usually called in for cases such as these. I want to start off by saying that this is a safe zone. I want you to imagine a safeness bubble encompassing us all where you're free to express any emotions or feelings that you wish. Secondly, this process may take a half an hour, it may take 5 hours, but as long as everything's resolved with happy feelings. Do you think we can do that, guys? Do you think that we can fill this happiness bubble with safe, happy thoughts? I think so. Don't you? Okay, so Jimmy, it says here that you're having a hard time transitioning from life with an imaginary friend to life without one.
No, I'm not having a hard time because I'm simply not trying to make that transition.
But you're a 27-year-old man, Jimmy. Men your age don't have imaginary friends. Boys half your age don't have imaginary friends.
So what? I don't see a problem with that.
But everyone else does, Jimmy. Why can't you see that? This isn't really normal.
Since we've been together, everything's been great.
Remember when you got your first job working the drive-thru in that burger joint on Hayes Street? And I came along, as I always do, and we got into that big fight in front of that customer, remember?
Yeah?
And what happened?
Scared the customer and Most of the customers in the store, some of the employees quit, and to top it off, stupid Amos, the French fryer, called the police.
That doesn't sound like much fun.
No, it wasn't. And all of it could have been avoided if he had just kept his yap shut. You know, the same thing happened on our grade 9 trip to the observatory. I got sent home in a taxi that smelled like fish and pickles. And then I spent all of grade 10 in a special ed class.
And don't get me started on 4 years of college. Every day was like an audition for the role of John Nash in A Beautiful Mind.
Come on, it wasn't that bad.
You said that this could have been avoided if Bob kept quiet, but don't you think this all could have been avoided if you had let Bob go years ago?
Okay, so I have problems letting go. But can you blame me? We have such fun together.
We both had problems letting go, and we did have fun. But I also held you back from a lot of things that you would have done without me. Sleepovers, campouts, kissing your first girl.
Ew, cooties.
Cooties aren't real.
What?
Sorry. Guess I should have kept you up to speed on that one. Look, the thing is, I don't want this to end either. In a perfect world, this would last forever. But we both have to move on with our lives. I have to move on to a new kid, and you have to face the world alone without me as a crutch.
I don't know. It's scary. And what if I don't find another friend like you?
Life is full of scary things. That's just part of growing up. And you'll find another friend. I'm sure you'll find lots of them. You're pretty cool as a friend.
Bob's right. It's time to move on. As scary as it might seem, you'll get through this and become a better person for it.
I'll give it a try.
Good for you. You know, and Bob's going to go through a transition too. He's going to get a new kid, but I'm sure they'll be perfectly normal and everything's going to work out great.
It's been about 3 months now. I've been assigned to this kid named Murray. It's been a little rough. I thought I just needed to get used to working with 7-year-olds again, but as you can see, that isn't the case. He has a bit of a thing for the flamboyant. It's a little bit weird, and I'm pretty sure it's not normal. And I hate how much this shirt itches. Typical day for me consists of playing show tunes on the piano with him singing and dancing. Do I miss Jimmy? Of course I do. There's always something about that first client that holds a special place in your heart. Once the contract's ended, we're not really allowed to contact the client again. Of course, I'll get yearly updates telling me how he's doing and what he's been up to, but that's about it. The agency would rather we concentrate on our current client and not get sidetracked with past work. I wish him all the best, though. He's a great kid.
Hi, is Ashley there? Hi, this is Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy from work. Listen, I was wondering, would you like to go out sometime? Yeah? Cool. That's awesome. I know this little comic place.